It's official. I'm back from my ski trip. And as you can see, my face is wind burned. My lips are chapped and they're peeling and all that good stuff. And today I walked into work and we had corporate visitors that I totally forgot about. So I wasn't wearing very formal looking clothes. Usually I throw on a suit when we have visitors from corporate, but today was not so much. Usually my hair doesn't look like this. It didn't look this bad, but this is how I fixed it in the car because the bun behind me kept like hitting the seat of my chair. But let's talk money, my favorite topic of all time. I love, I was at the airport and I was doing this video and I was so glad to like not be at the airport because I get to be so loud and free and it's so different. And when you're like, you're sitting at the airport and you have your ear pods in and you hope people can hear you and stuff. So I wanted to talk to you about money today. I'm listening to this book and reading simultaneously. It's called Your Life or Your Money or Your Money or Your Life, one of the two, by Vicki Robin. Vicki with the I, Vicki, Robin, Robin, like the bird. Vicki Robin, Your Money or Your Life, I think is the name of the book. And she co-wrote it with this guy named something Dominguez, and he is like this powerhouse of like a presenter, and they threw these seminars and they had all these revelations and made all these discoveries about people. And so I gotta remember his name. Miguel? Jose? I forget. So Mr. Dominguez, he goes, Joe Dominguez. So Joe, he's like standing in front of the stage, he's talking to his economic students, and he asks them, what is money, right? And so the kids would say stuff like, oh, money is power, money is unfair, money is a commodity, money is all sorts of stuff, right? Money is services, money is goods, money is how to boost the economy. Like they're trying to think of all these creative answers, and he's like, and then finally he gives them the answer, and he says, money is your life force. I was like, your life force? He goes, money is a way for you to quantify the amount of time you spend your life earning money. Money is a way to quantify the time you spend to earn money, right? So let's say you earn $10 an hour. If you buy something that's $80 divided by your $10 an hour is 8 hours of your life energy. And she goes, would you like to spend 8 hours of your life energy on this stack of magazines? And I was just like, oh my gosh, like if she puts it in terms like that, then we would spend money with so much intention, right? If you think about, do I have something on my lip? Okay, if you think about the amount of time you have left in your life, and that time you spend, whatever proportion of that time you spend earning money, then that is how much money you make per hour. But she goes even into further detail. She goes, you think that's how much money you make, but if there's any expenses related to that job, like you buy clothes that you wouldn't wear outside of your job, or you use a certain amount of gas you wouldn't use if you didn't drive to work, if you buy and take courses for your job that you wouldn't otherwise take if you didn't have your job, then those are all expenses to subtract from what you actually earn and make. And so you may think you earn $10 an hour, but it might be less if you look at how much money you take home and you subtract all the expenses that are associated with that job, like your gas, your car maintenance, your uniforms, your costuming is what she calls it, your high heels that you would not wear outside of that job, the gas for the vehicle, whatever expenses, your toll fees that you take to, get to the place the fastest, or a difference in cost of housing because you live in a certain place so that you can work that job. Like all the expenses associated with having that job is actually the true cost of having that job, and how much you actually take home is the true cost, the true amount you actually make. And so you take that amount, you divide it by the number of hours you work to earn that amount, and that is your amount you make per hour of your life energy. And when she put it in those terms, like it was so eye-opening to me. It was just like, oh my gosh, like our life is finite. There's only a certain number of hours left in our life. And when we buy things, sometimes we just buy stuff. Like sometimes we don't even want it, but it's on sale, so we buy it. And then if you ask yourself, instead of saying, this costs $10, is it worth $10 to me? Instead you're asked, is this worth 1 hour of my life energy? And I was thinking, oh my gosh, if you put things in terms of, is this worth my life energy? It puts on a whole different spin, right? And I was just like, gosh, like it makes you think twice about how you like to spend your life energy. It's finite because you only have so many hours left in your life before you die, right? And that time you have is the time you use to generate money. It's so powerful. Like these concepts are so like mind-blowing. They're so like simple and they're so powerful and so mind-blowing. And yesterday, if you watched my video yesterday, I talked about how one of the things you can do whenever you're paying attention to how you could eat very mindfully and be intentional about the food you put in your mouth. If you track everything that you put in your mouth, then you really see what there is to see. Well, one of the things that she recommended that you do is you track every single dollar that you spend, right? Every single cent that you spend, you would track it. And so I started Austin. I wrote down, okay, Austin, let's count how much money you have in your wallet. It was $130. And how much did you spend on your Lego? It was $36. I was really surprised he remembered. He paid $36 for it. And then today he lost his tooth. He's like, okay, well, I'm really looking forward to the tooth fairy because I can see how much money I can add to my wallet and write on the list how much more money I will bring in. I mean, that is one of the most important life skills we could teach our kids is tracking our money, just like if we tracked the food that we consume. It's like so much of it starts with just simple awareness. You know, just that alone will start getting you to see in such a unique perspective. So I was just floored. Like I was just floored about something as simple as money is actually a representation of your life energy. And how would you like to spend your life energy? And I highly recommend the book. Like it's so enlightening. And I'm listening to another book and reading another book called Overcoming Under-Earning. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like this is such good content to have a course on for anybody who struggles with money like I did. And I'm still overcoming. You know, every day in my manifestations, I write out that I am a master of the energy of money. And sure enough, the multiverse, our Heavenly Father sends me all these resources and all these signs to really become the master of the energy of money so that I can be a life coach and help others also become a master of the energy of money in the realm of financial freedom. Crazy, right? So check out the book, do the work, be ready for your life to shift in a massive way. And if you didn't already know, I am a life coach. I'm a life coach. Thanks for the thumbs up. I help people live powerful lives. I was at the Southwest Love Field Airport, and they had these huge billboards up. And I was thinking, gosh, like this is like perfect advertisement. And I was thinking, like, Tuan, if you were to advertise your life coaching services, like what would it look like? What would you put on the billboard? And I was like, I don't know. Like, how do I share that I help people live fulfilling, meaningful, infinitely powerful lives? Like, how do I put this on a billboard? And I was like, well, is this even the right location for this billboard? Like, do you sell life coaching services, you know, on a billboard at the airport when people are traveling? Like, where's the best place to do it? Maybe it's at the yoga studio. Maybe it's at a hip place to eat like Flower Child. Maybe it's like meditation center. Like, I don't know where people would look for a life coach. But I do know that if I talk to a friend and if she said that she's looking to transform her life, she's looking to live a deeply meaningful, fulfilling, powerful life, then I would know, oh, it sounds like you probably could use a life coach in your life. So if you have a friend or you have, you talk to your friends or you yourself, you're looking for life fulfillment, you're looking for living your life in a very infinitely powerful way. If you're looking to really shift how you live your life so that you get to choose to create how it goes, you get to choose happiness, you get to choose to have deep, meaningful, powerful conversations with your spouse, your significant other, your loved ones, your family, your kids, your coworkers, everybody you interact with, then if you don't know where to start, then that's the power of having a life coach in your life. So that's what I do for a living. I'm a life coach. I help people live a infinitely powerful, deeply fulfilling, profoundly meaningful life of complete freedom and total abundance. Doesn't that sound amazing? And believe it or not, you have access to all that. It's all within you. You actually have it. I mean, you may not know you have access to it, but you actually do have access to it. So if you don't know how to access it, then I, as a life coach, will help you access it. That's what I do for a living. And if you saw any value in this video, please share it. And I'm looking to build my base of people to receive my message and feel all this love and enlightenment that I pour through this video. So you could share my video, or if you could go to my page and like it, give me a thumbs up. The page is called Soul, SOUL, Elevated Life. So on my like page on Facebook, it's called Soul Elevated Life. I also have a YouTube channel and a website and an Instagram platform and a Facebook platform. Everything is called Soul, SOUL, Elevated Life. And then if you're ready to have a life coach in your life, then call me, right? As to quote Blondie, call me. That's all I got. So call me, reach out to me. Let me know if you're looking for a life coach. It may not be me. We can chat. We can have coffee. We can have lunch. We can have dinner. If you're in the Dallas local area, if you're not in the Dallas local area, we can chat virtually like this. And we can see if I would make a good life coach for me and if you would make a good client for me. And if there's a match, then there's a match. And if there's not, no harm, no foul. I'm sure you'll find another life coach. But having a life coach in your life is incredible. I have a life coach in my life, and I've accomplished what I would accomplish in 3 lifetimes because I have a life coach in my life that guides me to accessing the most powerful version of me. And I keep leveling up, I keep expanding, I keep growing, I keep learning so much, and I keep stepping outside of my comfort zone. Recently, I went skiing, and I hope I'm using my Instagram account, not Everett's. I don't think he has one. So recently I went skiing, and if you catch my videos like a few days ago, I was talking about I usually just do the greens because this is my second time to go skiing this past weekend, and I am scared as doo-doo about like skiing. You know, skiing is scary and it's hard. And I took lessons on Saturday, this past Saturday, and then I did all the green slopes for a long time. And then every day I also manifest. Not only do I manifest, I am a master of the energy of money. One of my other manifestations that I write out every day, or if I remember to or make time to, most days I write out that I also I intentionally put myself in situations beyond my perceived ability, and I rise to them or I exceed them. And so, of course, what there is to do is to do the next thing when it comes to skiing. When I was getting a little bored and unchallenged with doing the green slopes, then it was time to move on to the blue slopes. And I think if I did not have a life coach in my life, I would have a long conversation with myself about like why I wasn't ready. Right? I would be like, there's no one around. Where's your sister? Where's her boyfriend? You need a partner. You need a ski buddy. Like, it's dangerous to go on the green slopes without like some help. Like, you know, like I would go into this rabbit hole about why I should respect my fear of the green slopes or the blue slopes and never go down. If you don't know anything about skiing, green is easy, blue is harder, black is hardest, double blacks is hardest. And so I was moving from beginner to intermediate. And so I was just telling myself, I usually would tell myself I'm not ready to go into the intermediate step. But as powerful as I have become, and as much as I've understood the importance of operating outside of my area of comfort, and as much as I've understood that no matter what I was feeling, I still could be committed to what was important to me, which was rising to the circumstances beyond my perceived ability. And knowing that it may feel uncomfortable, it may feel scary, and doing it anyways. That's the difference between having a life coach in your life and not having a life coach in your life. My old self would be like, it's really scary. I'm going to stick to the greens. I'm going to sit in the lodge. I'm going to relax. I'm going to wait until my sister and boyfriend are finished skiing, and then we'll head out, right? Instead, I get myself on the ski lift, and it goes up this slope, right? And I'm standing over the edge of the downhill of the mountain, and I am debating how the heck I'm going to get down to the bottom of the mountain. And I was so scared. Like, I was like, it looks really, really steep as I'm looking down. And I stood around, I waited for a while, hoping my sister would appear and magically like show me the path to get down the mountain by myself, get down the mountain with her help. She didn't appear, and I knew what there was to do. And I knew that I was really scared. And so I was like, well, you might fall. And if you do, that's part of the process. You get back up. And the goal is to get down to the mountain, to the bottom of the mountain. And pray. Set an intention before you do it. Pray for help. Pray to the multiverse. Pray to the Heavenly Father for help going down the scary ass slope. And I did. And I fell, yes, and I skinned my back, and I probably got a bruise on my leg, and one of my skis popped off at one point. But I got really good at getting back up. I got really good at popping my skis back on. I got really good at scooting my butt uphill to get the other ski. Like, I got really good at it because there was no one around. And when I got down to the bottom of the mountain, my old self would be like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to stop. That's really good, right? I'm going to stop. Instead, I'm trembling. I'm shaking because I'm so scared. And it was such an adrenaline rush. Like, it took so much concentration. I didn't even feel the snow cutting my face, even though it was so blizzardy and so windy. I was just so scared. And my old self would say, okay, I think I'm going to go to the lodge and rest because that was really scary. And I think one time is enough. Instead, as I was trembling, I scoot myself over to the line and get back into line because I knew what there was to do it all over again and again and again and again and again until I started to build some confidence, until I started feeling a little bit more comfortable, until I realized that that's just what it takes. That is the power of having a life coach in your life. That is the power of you falling, knowing it's part of the process, making a mistake, learn from it. You brush yourself off, you keep going, you keep diving back into it, head first, fear, trembling, adrenaline, and everything. Bruise, road rash, you just go back and do it again, and again, and again, and again, because how else do you build confidence? How else do you get good at something? I tell my son, Austin, how do you get good at something? He goes, I know, Mom, practice, right? Who am I to tell my son to practice if I won't do what I said I would do, right? Which is operate outside of your comfort zone. Keep practicing, even when it sucks, even if you fell on your ass, even if you bruise your shin or your calf, even if you got a road rash on your back, even if you peed in your pants when you fell on the mountain, like even if it was so scary, even when you're trembling as you ski back to that ski lift chair again, like that's what there is to do. Sorry, I kind of went off on tangent, but that's the power of having a life coach in your life. So get one in your life. It might be me, it might not be me, but regardless, share this video if you found any content, any value in it, and check out the book. The book is called Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin, Vicki Robin, and get ready for me to do a course over how to become a master of the energy of money, because clearly I'm on my way to becoming a master of the energy of money. I send you love, light, profound clarity, and infinite possibility to create the life you desire to live. Here's you living a soul elevated life, and I will see you tomorrow.